Hello guys, today I find out that my car is running weird, but I don't have any code or any service engine light or any message in the service center that popping up saying that I have a problem, but the car is acting weird. It's like it's running only on a couple of cylinders. I will just check if it's still doing it. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it when the freaking bell will stop. Yeah, but I feel the car is shaking a bit, like there's something's missing. Yeah, the throttle is not as responsive as it's supposed to be, but I don't have any lights saying that I have a problem, but I know I have a problem. So today what I will do is first I will connect my Diablo Sport Intune and I will see if this thing can find any code. You can upload or write any tune to your the computer of your car with this little thing. Of course, if you have an earlier model, like in the 2013, 15, whatever, it won't be this one. It will probably be the Diablo Sport Intune 1000 or earlier. My car is a 2005, so this is the one I need. And you will also need a different programmation in the tuner if you have a GM, a Dodge, or a Ford. But the first thing to do is to connect it in the OBD2 port. This is connected. And the next step is to connect the tuner in the car and wait for the instruction. But my key is at the off position. Now we have tune vehicle, scan tool, and settings. What I want to do right now is scanning the computer for a possible faulty code, so I will go to scan tool. Yes, I won't drive my vehicle while I'm playing with this. I don't want to read the data or since I haven't recorded when I was driving, I don't have any data. I want to read the code in DTC. Now I need to put the car or the keys in on position without starting the car or the engine. Read the DTC, and I don't have any trouble code, and that's kind of weird because I know that something's wrong with the car. Okay, so if I don't have any code, I will still clear it just in case. I will go back and I will write a tune. I will go back to the factory setting of the car before, so you will know how I do that. Tune vehicle, restore. The first option is write the vehicle, the second is restore vehicle, and adjust parameter. So basically the first is if you want to write a tune without regard to what it's already in the computer. The second is to restore the vehicle to factory settings or a previous tune, and adjustable parameter is if you want to change the size of your tires and stuff like that. But I want to restore to factory tune. The thing about that is when you write a tune with this, it's locked to the vehicle, so you cannot go and write another tune to another vehicle. You need to clear this little thing before. You need to restore the vehicle to factory before you can use it on another vehicle. So restore original backup to vehicle and release vehicle license is what I want to do. So check mark. And when you write a tune, this thing automatically saves the factory tune in it. So there's no chance you will lose it, but if you are scared to lose it, you can also connect it to your PC or Apple computer and save it on it. So you will have a backup if this tuner become faulty. It's not a very long operation, but it needs to do its thing. And when you do that, it's writing, so you will see a lot of message in the center, in the message center information. Don't panic, it's normal. It's just doing its thing. What I'm basically doing here is I'm going to factory setting because I want to reset it. It's been standing in the winter in the storage all winter long. It's gone at the garage and I want to do a fresh tune on it. So my original backup has been successfully restored. Sorry, it's not safe to unplug it, but I never unplug it at this screen. I'm always going back to the main menu, so I'm sure there is no lost information in the process. So now my car is on factory tune, which means the DOD is back on. I will burn oil like crazy. So now I will disconnect it and I will turn it on just to kind of reset the car. As you can see, it's disconnected. There's no need to disconnect the OBD2 part right away because I will write another tune in a couple of minutes. But I will start my car and see if it made a difference. What I will do, we will go and do a little ride around the corner and see if I can find any difference. I still think it's shaking, so I won't go far in case there's a major problem and it's stalling, but we will go around the block. Yeah, the problem's still there. I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't have any power at all when I'm pushing on the throttle, so I'm going back home and see if I can retune that thing. When I push the throttle and go slowly, I feel like I'm driving a Subaru with straight pipe. The car doesn't stall, it's still moving, so it's not like the pedal position sensor problem that I had last year. This morning I went at the grocery, was fine. When I got out, I started the car and it was acting like that. So I don't have any light, so at this moment I don't know at all what is happening. And the weird thing is that I don't have any service engine light or message in the message center popping up saying that I have a problem. And that's weird because this car usually do that. Even if the catalytic converter is clogged, it's saying this, it's saying it in the but I don't have any message at all, so it's not that. But it's acting very weird. So we will tune it and see if it can fix the problem. Yeah, the engine is very shaky. So let's tune this thing and see if we have any result. So it will take another 2 minutes when I connect the tuner. This thing is about 200 bucks, and the fun part is you can record your data driving your car, put that in an email, send the data to the company, and they will write or create a tune for you, especially for your car, for your driving, with your request. If you want DOD off, or if you're towing with your truck a lot, they can write a personal tune express for your car and send it you back for, I believe it's 50 bucks or something like that. So if someone is not comfortable playing with this on their computer, on their cars, recording your driving and making them creating a tune for you, it's the best idea. So now we will tune a car. No, I won't drive around with this thing in my hand. Now we will do write a vehicle, and as you can see, the third option now, it's not available because it's a factory tune and it cannot be adjusted. So even if I click on restart vehicle, it won't restart the vehicle because it's already on factory settings. So we will write a vehicle. We need to turn the key to on position. So my car, I'm riding it with 91 octane because we don't have 93 here in Quebec, Canada. So I will ride it with 91, but with no DOD, because everybody who has a LS4 engine with DOD in their car know that they want to get rid of this because it's burning more oil. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. In my previous tune, I was, my setting for the transmission was hard shift because I found out that everybody who has 4065 transmission know that it's tend to overheat. And since I haven't had the time to install an oil cooler in my transmission, it's still eating. But I found out that when the settings are to transmission hard shift, I'm running about 3 or 4 degrees cooler. So again, I will install a hard shift in the transmission. It's preparing the tune for the transmission, and again you will have a lot of information popping up in the center. Don't worry, the gauge will sometime spin and do things as well, but there's nothing to worry about. I did a couple of drag race in a closed circuit, obviously not in the street, but I never gone on dyno, just because I don't care to know the numbers. But with the modification I had on my car and the tune that I put on, I gained apparently around 30 horsepower just by replacing the exhaust, the air filter, and adding a tune to it. Now the DOD is off. I will go have a look anyway. It's still off, so we'll stay like that. The tune I just put, the 91 octane tune with no DOD, is already a tune preset for this car. As I said earlier, when it recognizes your vehicle, I don't change the fan, I don't change the idle. I could have changed the injector calibration. As you can see, we can change a lot of things, but I don't want to play with that because I'm not going on a dyno. But if someone wants to go on a dyno and test everything, you can play with all those settings and achieve a maximum performance. But as I said, this tune 91 octane with no DOD is a preset tune from DiabloSports.com, so I won't mess with it. But if you go lower, you can set speed calibration as well. You can set a lot of things here. My tune's already on. No, I don't want to modify it, but I do want to install ECM 92 with no DOD. So previously we did the transmission, now we're doing the engine. And the only downside, and I don't even understand why it's doing that, maybe it's a safety procedure, I don't know, is the cruise control. When you have a tune on this car, unless they have fixed it with the later version, but this thing is up to date, and when you have a tune on the car, on this car, if you want to use the cruise control, you need to turn off the traction control. If you try to turn on the cruise control without turning off the traction control, it will simply not turn on. I don't know why it's like that, but it's the only problem. Yes, I want to install it as well. But just for removing the DOD, which is the displacement on demand, basically what it does is turning off a couple of cylinders in the engine to save gas. But by doing that, there's some oil accumulating on the pistons, and visually, when it turned back on, your car smoking like a diesel behind. But the worst part is it's burning a lot of oil. So if you are someone who doesn't check his oil very often, you might end up blowing up your engine because you ran out of oil. So for those reasons, I rather run the DOD off, not because I'm not checking my oil, but because I don't like burning oil. And you also don't have the droning sound when you're driving around, and it switched to a couple of cylinders off, so you always have all your cylinders working, and you always have the great sound of a muscle car. So for this reason, you're better turning the DOD off. Now my tune have been written, the transmission have been written as well, so continue. So now I'm back to the screen. I can't, now it's safe to disconnect it and turn on the vehicle to see how it's performing or how it's behaving. In my case, I want to get rid of the problem that I found that happened this morning. So we will disconnect that and we will see if the problem is still there. And yes, the car is still shaky. We will go for a ride, but I'm pretty sure the problem is still there. So we will go for a ride, but I already know that the problem is still there because the car is shaky. You can hear the sound of the Subaru behind. Yeah, it's still very shaky. So at least now, guys, you know how to use a Diablo Sport Intune. And as soon as I will find the problem with my car, I will update you about that. So take care and see you later.